Hi, it's Caitlin and I'm here with more Halloween polishes for you. I just love Halloween and I love what I'm about to show you. So what I have for you is the new Clionadh Cosmetics All Hallows Eve mini nail lacquer set. The box is adorable, the polishes are adorable, and I just want you to see them. Voiceover Caitlin here. I just learned that the MIXOLOGY CHALET Season Collection is also available now on the Clionadh Cosmetics website. This features 6 all-new polishes inspired by Clionadh Cosmetics' favorite autumnal and wintertime cocktails and drinks. As you can see from the bottle shots, these are also beautiful. These are full size, and I will have swatches of these after we take a look at the Halloween minis. You can pick them up on the Clionadh Cosmetics website, and please consider using my affiliate code, which will save you 6% and will also help support my channel. It is Caitlin Swatches, that's the code. I'll include it in the description as well. The polishes will only be sold as a set. It retails for $32.99 Canadian, which is around like $25 US. And I just really like them. I keep saying that, and I'm like a little bit sad that these are minis because I love these polishes and like might start a change.org petition to get Clionadh Cosmetics to release them in full size, because they put so much thought and work into creating these beautiful polishes, and I just want more. I want more of the polish. Anything you need to know is in the description, including my affiliate code, so you can save 6%, and let's get into the polishes. We are going to start with my new obsession, which is Graveyard Shift. This is such a pretty polish, and it's described as a spooky black to red to orange shifting base with linear, scattered, and holographic flakes, as well as a dusting of red reflective micro glitter. I also want to say that there's a sprinkler going behind me and I'm outside. I'm not in a bathroom. Hopefully you like the soothing sounds of nature. And this polish is so pretty. Back to what we're here for. It has an amazing formula. It applies really, really easily and builds up beautifully in 2 coats. The hollow flakes are very holographic and quite beautiful and prismatic. Clionadh did a fantastic job with this one, and oh no, now I have a wasp trying to get me. It does dry down with a bit of texture, so I will definitely recommend a glossy top coat. I'm using the Cuticula Limitless Top Coat, as I almost always do, and the glossy top coat will just bring out the hollow even more. This one is also very shifty, as I will show you in a second, but I just wanted you to appreciate the rainbowiness of the hollow. Here you can see that red shift, which is so pretty. I honestly, I said it in the intro and I'm going to say it again. I need full-size bottles of these polishes. They're just so pretty. So here it is out in the sun. You can see just how sparkly it is. It's fantastic, honestly. I will note that even though these bottles are small, they're easy to work with. The brush is pretty much identical to the one you get in their regular sized polish bottles. So the only thing is that they are really tiny, and I almost tipped over my bottle when I was swatching. So they're a little hard to stay upright where there isn't really a base to it. Next up we have Spellcast, and Spellcast is described as a potion purple base with pink to peach to yellow to chartreuse shifting shimmer, holographic flakes, as well as an assortment of black hexes, bats, stars, and silver moons. And those glitters are meant as an accent. So there aren't supposed to be a ton of them in here, so if you just get 1 or 2 in your manicure, that is how it's intended. And this will require a good smoothing top coat. And Clionadh Cosmetics also says to let the bottle sit upside down a bit before applying, which is what I did. Now, this is a stunning polish, and I found glitters did come out easily and were integrated well into the polish. I didn't have to do too much fishing, and I actually got like 1 glitter per nail pretty much. As you can see, that bat just popped out right on its own. It is cute. This is where I'm sort of placing things. I saw a little moon, so I placed that because it was already on the brush, just not at the tip of it. And I did see that Clionadh Cosmetics is going to include with the purchase of these mini sets a little glitter mix of stars, ghosts, skulls, bats, and moons, which you can apply yourself. I don't have those, but I imagine they'll be similar to what you're seeing in this polish. And it covers beautifully back to this polish, and you definitely will want a glitter grabber top coat and then a quick dry top coat over that, or 2 thick coats of a quick dry top coat. The purple base is honestly so pretty. I love the color shifts in it. They're really strong and extreme. They show up very easily. As you can see, that chartreuse is really obvious, and the hollow again is very pretty. I think I just need a full side bottle of all of these polishes. This one is another one that I just love so much. And I love those little back glitters. It's such a fun manicure. Next up we have Pumpkin Guts, and Pumpkin Guts is a glow-in-the-dark light orange crelly with multicolored iridescent flakes and matte lime chartreuse hexes and smaller orange metallic hexes. I absolutely love this color of orange, and I love those iridescent flakes in there as well as the little glitters. They're sparse enough that they're not going to make your manicure overly textured. This is also glow in the dark, which is just a ton of fun. So the glow in the dark pigment typically makes polishes dry down a little bit flat, so you are going to want top coat. I mean, I always recommend it, but I'm just giving you all the information I have. The glitters come out very easily in this polish. Again, they're not heavily done. They're done with a very light hand, which I enjoy and appreciate. They just kind of come out randomly, which makes this really fun and festive, which is what you want for Halloween. So depending on your style of polishing, you might want 2, you might want 3 coats, and this will be a little difficult to remove because of those glitters, but if you hate glitter removal, use a peel-off base coat. If not, you might just require a bit more scrubbing, but thankfully it's not a full-blown glitter bomb, so there'll just be a few little glitters that stick to your nail. And here you can see it with top coat. I'm just having so much fun looking at this again. I really love this polish. And those flakes do shift around a tiny bit. You get green at more extreme angles, sort of hints of blue. And I just think this is a really pretty shade of orange. Yeah, I don't know. I really liked the shade. I'm kind of picky on my oranges, but this is definitely bright and fun and perfect for Halloween. The glow in the dark effect, which you will see very, very shortly, is quite strong. It comes out when you like charge up your nails in sunlight. It lasts, depending on how long they were in the sun, anywhere from 5 minutes or longer. And it just looks super cool. Next up we have Apparition. And Apparition is a murky green base with a ghoulish cobalt glow. And this one has a sheer jelly-like formula which builds up very nicely in 3 coats. Starting off on that first coat, it goes on really, really easily, very evenly. It has a really good fluid formula, but thankfully not one that is going to run down the side of your nail. And I do recommend patience with this and building it up rather than trying to rush and get it opaque in 2 coats. With thicker coats, you're better to apply 3 thin coats. And this one has that beautiful ghostly glow to it. That is thanks to the cobalt glowy shimmer. So as you can see, that third coat just kind of rounds everything out. It deepens the blue a little bit more. This one does dry pretty shiny, but I will still recommend top coat. I will always recommend top coat. That is a hill I will happily die on. And this one is not going to be difficult to remove. Obviously, it's just shimmer. It'll be very easy to remove. And here you can see that that glow shimmer is definitely strong. It stands out beautifully, and it kind of has this eerie, spooky blue glow to it, which just looks very ghostly, very ectoplasm-y. I don't know a lot about ghosts, but this polish definitely makes me think of one. So here it is in a whole bunch of different lighting. That blue shimmer glows in any lighting, honestly. It's really special. Here we have Essence of Toad, and Essence of Toad is a mix of lime and green metallic flakes with holographic micro glitter. It's supposed to look like, I guess, the scales on a frog, which is really cute. Do frogs have scales? I guess they do. I don't know what they have, but frogs are very cute. So are toads. I have a lot of toads in my garden. And this one has a really good formula. It's pretty even, so you could potentially use it as a topper over, say, a really deep green. I think that would be beautiful. But if not, you can also build it up to opacity on its own. This one will not be difficult to remove in the way that a glitter would, but you might get a little bit of the flakes going on your skin and around your cuticle area when you remove, but that's kind of standard with flakes. I just did an extra coat on my index finger. I was happy with it, and 2 on my middle. And as you can see, it very clearly dries down more matte and textured. So you will want top coat to take care of that and smooth everything out. And this one, as you're going to see, has a really beautiful glow to it as well from those metallic flakes. It just creates a really interesting polish overall. And honestly, there's something for everyone in this little mini set. Something vampy, something purple, something blue, something green, and then you've got the glow in the dark, the orange. It is just such a fun set, and I really like this green. It's very toady and froggy and very cute and very glowy, as you can see. Let's move into looking at the CHALET Season Collection. First up is Aprés Eight, and Aprés Eight is a creamy taupe base with a minty green to turquoise to indigo shifting shimmer. And this one has a beautiful formula. It is on the sheer side, but it's going to build up very easily, as you will see in a moment. And the shimmer in this one is quite strong. That taupe base also complements my skin tone very, very nicely, which is always a bonus and a treat. So I will recommend 3 coats for this one, but if you like a sheerer look, you could definitely get away with 2. It was very even in 2 coats, but if you want to get a little more opacity, I recommend 3. This one does dry down quite shiny, but I still recommend a glossy top coat to further enhance the shine and, of course, give your manicure longevity. So here it is in 3 coats plus top coat. This one is just a beautiful, beautiful polish. I love that taupe and turquoise combination. It's really interesting. The shift in this looks kind of purple at more extreme angles, which is very interesting. And then when you get to a different angle, you get a bit of green. So there's really a lot of diversity in this polish, and I think it's just very sophisticated and quite beautiful. Moving along, we have Espresso Martini. I could go for that right now to wake me up. This one is described as a shimmering metallic coffee bean brown, and I love this polish. There's something very Y2K about it. I feel that these sort of shimmering metallic polishes were all the rage in the early 2000s, and if my Nan were still alive, I feel like she would like this polish. So this one just has a fantastic formula, and it does build up really easily in 2 coats. You might need 3 if you use very thin coats, but I think most people will be happy with the coverage they get in 2. And again, this polish dries down quite shiny, but I still recommend a glossy top coat. And this is another shade of polish that really flatters my skin tone. I love finding a good brown, and I love just that metallic sparkle to this. It's not hollow, but it's definitely very sparkly. And there's not a ton of color shift in here. There's no shimmering pigments or anything like that, but you can see just how it looks in several different lighting situations that I found my hands in. And when you get this in the sun, it doesn't have hollow, like I said, but it definitely sparkles with those metallic pigments. Next up, we have Hot Toddy, and Hot Toddy is a warm amber base with bright gold chartreuse lime, shifting shimmer, and flakes. There's scattered holographic gold glitter and a touch of cinnamon metallic microflakes. That description is absolutely delicious, and this polish is also delicious. This one has a really good formula. I am showing it in 2 coats because that's the point at which I achieved opacity, and I just love all the elements in here. They're not competing with each other. They are well integrated into the polish, and they just work really nicely to create a really beautiful polish with a lot of depth. And there are those glitters in here, so it will be just a little bit of scrubbing needed when you go to remove it, but it actually dries down quite shiny and smooth, but I still recommend glossy top coat. And this one does have a really strong shift, which you can't see yet, but you will see very shortly. Now, hopefully you can start to see that chartreuse lime shift at the more extreme angles. It really complements this base so much. I love a good yellow, and a good yellow is hard to find. And I do think this is a fantastic yellow polish. If you like yellows, then this is a good day for yellow lovers. And like I said, those little glitters in there just add such a pretty twinkle to this polish. I love all the parts of it. Next up is Dark and Stormy, which is described as a deep purple base floating within bright amber, gold, pewter, shifting shimmer. And this one is just incredible. It is very, very shifty. The shimmer in this one is very strong, so that deep purple base is just loaded with that shifting shimmer, and it has a really easy to work with formula. It goes on really nicely and builds up quickly in 2 coats. I did not experience any staining with this one, and this will be very easy to remove because it is just shimmer in here versus glitters. So as you can see on that second coat, it definitely gives a little more depth to the color of the base. It's very, very rich, and that shimmer stands out beautifully. If you like strong gold shimmer, then you're gonna love this one. It's also very sparkly. It doesn't say that it has any hollow, but I think it's just the shimmer pigment that is incredibly sparkly and captures the light quite beautifully. As you can see here in the sun, the shimmer definitely sparkles, which I love, and you get sort of a golden hit, then it's more pewter at certain angles. It almost has a bit of brown depending on the light you catch it in. So this one is very versatile depending on the light, and that is just some very, very strong, rich shimmer pigment. Next up we have Cava. I think that's how you pronounce it. And Cava is a sparkling pale gold metallic topper with champagne holographic glitter and silver holographic flakes. So I will show it as a topper, but I also will show it on its own because I personally love this worn as a polish that's built up. I just love these kind of nudie, at least on my skin tone, glitter shades and clear bases. I think they're so pretty for the holiday season. And I am layering Cava over Dark and Stormy. That was the suggestion given to me by Clionadh Cosmetics. And I just think it heightens the shimmer. It just works really well. So if you do want to build this up on its own, you might not get full opacity just because it is a clear base, but 2 coats is probably where I would leave it if I was just wearing it myself. But if you add a third, it'll only intensify the shimmer and all of the glitter that you're getting. So I will show this to you with 3 coats. It does have a beautiful champagne look to it, which I just think is so luxurious. And the hollow in here is very rainbowy and prismatic. It will be a little bit difficult to remove, but it won't be the worst because it's micro glitter. It'll come off relatively easy with some scrubbing, and it does dry down quite smooth. It's not an overly thirsty glitter, which is nice. I got away with 1 layer of top coat only. And you can see here just how sparkly those glitters are. I love, love, love the sparkle. And here is the one layer with Top Coat over Dark and Stormy. And here you can see just how beautiful this one is in the light. I was thankful to have sun when I was swatching this one so you could see it. And of course it still looks beautiful under the light bulb. And you can see just how flattering this one is on my skin tone. I'm always very grateful for that. I know not everyone has the same skin tone as me, obviously, but if your skin tone is similar to mine, my videos are probably very, very helpful. I just will say it once more. I love the hollow, the glitter, and the flakes in this one. I think it's just beautifully done with the base color, and I love it. And last but not least, we have Mulled Wine, which is a rich burgundy base with large particle red to orange to yellow to lime shifting shimmer and a garnish of orange to lime iridescent flakes. This one has a really nice formula. It is sheer because you want all of those shimmers and flakes to be visible. If your base was too thick, it would just drown it out. So you do want to build this up in thinner coats. I always end up with thicker polish on my middle finger. And, you know, I guess that helps to show you what it would be like if you were applying thicker coats, but my index is usually nice thin coats. And you can see that this one does have good coverage in 2 coats, but I am going to show it in 3 just because I felt it needed it to deepen things up just a little bit more. I just love the CHALET Season Collection. I think that they did a fantastic job with the inspirations and just creating really rich holiday polishes that are very luxurious. So I really appreciate that, and you definitely see it here with Mulled Wine. This is such a rich, beautiful color. And it does dry down a tiny bit dull. Top coat, just 1 layer is all you'll need to smooth everything out. And it has a beautiful sparkle to it. I love the elements. They weren't overly visible when I was swatching on my 2 fingers, but you can see the shift here and you can see the flakes a little bit better, in my opinion. And yeah, this one is like luxury, baby. It's honestly so glamorous to me, and I can't wait to wear this one again, perhaps in December around Christmas when I'm celebrating. It would just be very glamorous on my fingertips. And thankfully, I love all of them. Do I have favorites? Absolutely. Graveyard Shift, 100% obsessed with it. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I think I might just have to buy more sets so that I can have more of that polish. Also, totally obsessed with Spellcast. I love the glitters in there. I love the shift in the purple. I love everything about it. It's voiceover Caitlin again. I just wanted to highlight my 2 favorites from the CHALET Season Collection. And first up is Hot Toddy. I just love the yellow. I love the green shift in this one, and it's just so unique. I also really love Aprés Eight. I think the shifts in this one are also so beautiful and unique. This is a very wearable, almost like a neutral with a twist on my skin tone, and I just think it's really classy and elegant, and I also can't wait to wear it again. Let me know in the comments if you're planning on picking up this mini set. If you like Halloween, I mean, come on, look at this little packaging, the box, it's adorable. The polishes just scream Halloween. Hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye.